those two circumstances as enunciated, once you defect, you have lost your seat as a member of the House of Assembly or a member of the legislature in this country. Now, I will not, in the spirit of peace, and because I also signed, I was part of that 8-point agenda, that resolution, I will not activate that. Let them continue. But unfortunately, these persons, because they are outing out a script written for them by a certain person, they have decided to exceed their brief. And so what he told the world is, listen, you're floundering the morals of legislative procedure. You are there at my mercy. If I activate it, you will no longer be a legislator. That's what he meant by being at my mercy. Once that is activated, no longer, but I will not. Otherwise, in the eyes of the law, you are not legislators. Now, if we go back to the emergence, or if we go on rather, to the emergence of a new speaker yesterday, it's legislative arrangement. Now, many persons will ask this question. How can 3 members produce a speaker? I want to answer that. Although I'm not seized of the facts preceding the emergence of the speaker, but the truth is, the governor probably reached accommodation with Mr. President, who is not the Constitution. I'm talking about Mr. President, who is not a Supreme Court justice. Reached accommodation with Mr. President, and on that premise decided not to set the coercive legal machinery against those impostors called legislators. While the government is doing that, maybe these other members are saying, no, we cannot case the rule of law. The administration of justice must not be subverted. Mr. Governor, go ahead and do what you think you ought to do. We have to follow the rule of law. And probably it's on that premise they said, these other persons are impostors. Therefore, if they are impostors, we cannot have a rudderless assembly. Let us have the leader of the assembly, and decided to come up with their own speaker. Persons will ask this same question. Quorum. Now, the issue of quorum is a function of number. Quorum in Rivers State does not represent quorum in Kwara State, does not represent quorum in Kano State. Quorum is a function of number. And as we speak right now, in the eyes of the law, we have just 3 members of the House of Assembly, with Edison here being now the chief of staff. We have just 3 members of the House of Assembly, and amongst the 3 members, they resolve to choose a speaker. These other ones are not speakers, they're impostors. I mean, they are not members, they're impostors. Some will also ask, Mr. Governor signed their peace agreement. Mr. Governor signed the peace agreement, but the issues we must distinguish between legality and opinion. Even if Mr. Governor today, are you telling me now that Mr. Governor today, if he meets with the President, Tinubu, to say he's going to sell government house and signs an agreement to sell government house, Rivers people are going to watch him? No, not at all. We are going to say no.
All right.
That he signed. If today he signs an agreement and says all those who resigned from the party should return as legislators against the provisions of the law and the Constitution, Mr. Governor, go and set up your House of Assembly.
All right, Mr. Nkotaria.
We are talking about constitutional matters.
Yes, Mr. Nkotaria.
Go and set up your House of Assembly.
Mr. Nkotaria, we hear you.
So,
we hear you.
The matter, Tairapa, I tell you, everybody will give, if we're the weakest people also, I'll bring their video next time. When they begin to argue their own too. That is what Nigeria is. And they will both get lawyers. Where everybody knows what they are doing. Everybody knows what they are doing. Now the trailer will pass their miss cause all of this. And in Fubara's word himself, he has been so ridiculed. If he's lawless, he's probably inherited that from Wike, a lawless man to the core, and from Tifnumbu, a criminal, career criminal to the bones, and Nigeria in general. There, where criminals are your leaders, where lawbreakers are your lawmakers. Right? But in his words, you probably will feel sorry for him. The thing that triggered all of this. Just before today.
People, those group of men who claim that are assembly members are not assembly members. They are not existing. I want it to be on record. I accepted that peace accord. I accepted that peace accord to give them a floating. That's the truth. There was nothing in that peace accord that's a constitutional issue. It's a political solution to a problem. And I accepted it because these were people that were eating in my house. These were people that have helped pay their children's school fees when I wasn't even a governor. So what is the thing there? Yeah, we might have a division, but I believe that one day we could also come together. And that was the reason I did it. But I think it's according to a time when I need to make a statement on this thing, so that they understand that they're not existing. The existence is me allowing them to exist. If I de-recognize them, they are nowhere. That's the truth. So, I want you to see the sacrifice I've made in the cause of allowing peace to be in our state. I can say here, with all amount of boldness, I've never called any policeman anywhere to go and harass anybody. I've never gone anywhere to do anything against anybody. But what happens to people that are supporting me? They are being harassed. They are being detained. There is no week that somebody doesn't come here with one letter of invitation for trump-up charges and all those things. And in the face of this, you use the word. And why I'm saying this is because of what my senior said here, restraint. I don't think the other party has shown any restraint. I am the one that have shown restraint in the face of this thing. I'm the one that is badly heated, even when I have all the instrument, government instrument, to cause disaster. But why would I do it? This is a relationship that you eat together, you drink together. Why would I forget those things? So even when I act knowing fully well that there's a relationship which is bigger and greater than any other thing. Politics will come, politics will go. But what is most important is your relationship, how you're being perceived after power. It doesn't last forever. It's something that stays for a while. It's a transit or whatever. After which it will go. This is not the first time. Today, our father, they say former. Is it not? How many years? He had his time. Maybe at that time people will say, oh, it might be forever. So if you understand that, no matter how you look at it, whether one way or the other, it starts and it ends. It teaches you a lesson about life. Things that my commissioners ought to do when they hide the information from me. He calls me to tell me this. You don't know what I'm going through. I'm working with my own enemies. Imagine where your commissioner, your attorney general will go to sabotage you. It's as bad as that. But they will get their reward. Not in next world, though. In this world. So you see, if I had not gone to reconcile with my brother, I would have been in bigger shit. So I've already started benefiting, reaping the fruits of that relationship, that peaceful relationship. It's unfortunate. Let me also say this.
So that was him. Telling his own side of the old story as it sweetened them, right? And they are acting now. But tomorrow is another day because we expect with a weekend. You see what politicians can, how far they can go. They can go very far. And it's true. The newly completed lawmakers or legislative quarters, if demolishing it is part of the plan of Fubara, just to ensure that these guys don't have anywhere to stay or meet or anything anymore, he will do it. Yeah, that's how far politicians can go. Destructive, ruinous, and very selfish. But in this case, there are Nigerians that would like him to do it. Yes, do it. Burn everything. She will say the crazy. Show him. Burn everything down. If not you, what do you go do? You go allow them to impeach you. I'll go burn everything down too. That is Niger. It is called fighting for yourself. Destructive elements. Wasteful. And very selfish too. Talking about lawmakers. I know a lot of you should remember this. Last year, when they were telling you that they were going to give you, when Tinubu said he was going to give you money to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal. Right. They didn't give you anything, I know they didn't give you, they didn't plan to give you anything, all right? But they did borrow money in your name. Gave over 250 billion naira to the National Assembly members from that borrowed money. Part of that money is to use 45 billion to renovate the Senate chamber. Baba, they have finished it. And here is what Undume had to say. She 45 billion naira in Undume's language.
If you go and record what I'm speaking now, you will not know straight away that it is Senator Ndume that is speaking. So also when the leader was talking, we need to correct this. We need to change so many things, like the sitting. Now, if you want to stand up, you have to use strategy or tactics to stand up or to sit down. There is no voting device here. If we are to vote electronically, the facilities are not there. But previously, we had that. There is no clock here for senators to see what's the time, because maybe they have some commitment outside. The clock is, even at the back, there's no clock. So you see, you are showing me and I'm looking for it. Where is it? Oh, distinguished colleagues. Okay, if you look at it from here, it's not even clear. There used to be a big one, but this is a very serious observation. As you speak to, go and check the record. If you play it back, you cannot say it is Senator Godswill Opabio is speaking. You have to listen clearly, and then. But it's supposed to be very. The audio is supposed to be very clear. And as I said, most importantly, these seats. Before, the seats were better. You have where you can put your document conveniently, make your contribution. But right now, the chamber is echoing. So I feel, and then lastly, the seating arrangement, since day one, there has been complaints here and there. But it's clear, the rules state, it is strictly on seniority. You have some seniors misplaced. All this should be corrected. Please. Thank you, distinguished colleagues, Mr. President.
On the sitting arrangement, I think 99.9% progress has been made. And then this is our second day in the chambers after the renovation, and I understand work is ongoing. don't forget that this is not our contract. This was the contract that was given out under the previous administration and under the 9th Senate, not the 10th Senate. So, and they don't also forget that this is not even a National Assembly contract. The premises we occupy now, we are tenants. This premises belongs to Federal Capital Territory. And it is the Federal Capital, I said FCDA, Federal Capital Development Authority, that renovated it. So if we have observations on inadequacies, we have to channel it to Federal Capital Development Authority for necessary corrections. I understand that they've even given a second phase, that is phase 2 of renovation of these chambers and the premises of the National Assembly. We shall discuss in future about the need for us to have proper autonomy for the National Assembly, because after 25 years of democracy, the National Assembly should be able to own a property or own a chamber and be able to maintain its chambers, give contract for the renovation of the chambers. But as it is now, we just have to wait for our head to be shaved by FCDA, even in our absence. Like you, I just came into the chambers. I'm not aware. Let's not go into it again. I would have said, were you there in the 9th Assembly? When the contract...
Nuisance, Lele.
Like a short of words, by the way, because I'm like angry inside. You see the convenience at which you put up that act. Oh, Senator, you know that is not us. We don't even have autonomy. We are tenants here. It was done by the FCDA. It was done by, it wasn't even us that awarded it. And that flew so well that it is so believable. Tell me you are not probably there like, oh, okay, maybe it's not them. Sounding unbelievable, right? I say what's in my mind, honestly speaking, you go believe Akwabiole because you go to say because I don't like them already. That is why because the truth is this, in their book, these criminals, they personally have increased their own budgets, including the renovation of that chamber. There are documents out there that shows that even when people were complaining that how could they increase their own budget from 120 billion to over 240 billion, they doubled their own budget because they said they want to renovate the place. But now Akwabiole kind of feel like, it's not us. Oh, it's the FCDA. And they have awarded the second phase of the contract. I think we should do something to make sure that we have financial autonomy. I mean, you should be angry. Anyway, I'll move on from that. Okay. So just so you know that the 45 billion naira Senate chamber is not to the satisfaction of your overfed pigs that you call lawmakers there. They want comfort. Oh, the chair was better than this. The last time this place was spacious, we could all that. But right now, this place is not comfortable. Why? Oh, sorry. They are still working on it. Senator, they will do it again. The Benin people that I spoke of earlier today in the afternoon concerning the move to repeat what they did in Kano, what Gandola did to the Kano Emirates. They divided it into 7. It's like there's a similar plan going on in Benin, Edo states. And this is coming from those they believe are supposed members of the Benin Palace plotting behind to break down the influence of the Oba of Benin. Well, that's what is reported, okay? However, this has now been taken even into the House of Representatives. They don't go report whoever is behind that in Edo or who sued the Oba. Somebody is talking at the National Assembly. He's from Edo State, Martinelli.
Speaker, my honorable, understanding and sympathetic colleagues, I remain Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Osawaru, representing the good people of Orionwo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud Benin chief from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, my motion is a motion of urgent national importance on the need for the federal government to avert possible breakdown of law and order in Edo South Senatorial District. Mr. Speaker, I rest on Order 804. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the Speaker and Honorable House to suspend all relevant rules so I can take this all-important motion. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, this all-important motion is being sponsored by Right Honorable Dennis Idausa, Honorable Murphy Omoriyi, Honorable Esosa Yahweh, and my humble self, Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Osawaru. The House notes that the Benin Kingdom is of very ancient origin dating back to several millennia, with the Oba of Benin as the only titular traditional ruler of the kingdom. Aware that due to the incidents of colonialism and subsequent creation of local government areas, the Benin Kingdom is now encapsulated in the 7 local government areas.
Order, please, order.
Edo South Senatorial District, namely Oredo, Ego, Ikpobaka, Owode, Orionwo, Ovia Southwest, and Ovia Northeast local government areas of Edo State. Further aware that despite the creation of 7 local government areas in Edo South, the Oba of Benin remains the sole traditional ruler in the entire local government areas comprising Edo South Senatorial District. Cognizant that the Oba of Benin, with the support of chiefs appointed by him, exercises his customary dominionship over the Benin Kingdom through the Benin Traditional Council as the only competent traditional authority in Edo South Senatorial District.
Order, please, order. Prof, please, can you find yourself, please? The Santana and the Rano and the Turaki of Rano, please, can you be attentive? Please, let's have one house.
The government of Edo State has announced its intention to institute a new regime by creating new traditional councils in the 7 local government areas of Edo South Senatorial District, with chiefs appointed by the Oba constituted into these separate proposed traditional councils. Very worried, Mr. Speaker, that this plan amounts to constituting parallel customary authorities to compete with the great Oba of Benin in dominionship over Benin Kingdom, thereby balkanizing the age-long kingdom. Apprehensive that this is provocative and unconscionable infiltration into the revered ancient traditional structure of the Benin Kingdom, which is generating monumental distress and tension in Edo South Senatorial District, with serious possibilities of degenerating into violent breakdown of law and order in the district. Convinced, Mr. Speaker, that as the federal government is the ultimate authority in maintenance of law and order across the country and in Edo South Senatorial District in particular,
Honorable Mark Esse, House, please. Please.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Tunji, please, let's be attentive.
there is urgent
Let's
need
be
for the
attentive,
federal
please.
government to take decisive steps to avoid the possible breakdown of law and order in Edo South Senatorial District because of the highly provocative plan to split the Benin Kingdom. I repeat, to split the Benin Kingdom under multiple traditional councils. Further convinced that if no urgent federal government mediatory intervention is not initiated right now, the security of lives and properties in Edo South Senatorial District may be jeopardized. The House resolves to set up an ad hoc committee to interact with the government of Edo State and the Benin Traditional Council with a view to resolving the conflict brought about by the plan of the state government.
Jay, help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The presidency now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh.
This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992 when I encountered you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. That calls me his friend and I call him my friend. And calls me my son and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson.